Since this is your first time in the Philippines, what's your impression of the country?
Well, as I said, I haven't seen much, but I've met lots of people already. And one thing I can say for sure is that the hospitality has been great. I really love the Filipino spirit, the energy. Like you can feel the good energy. Everyone I met, so it really made me feel welcome and at home. And obviously, it's a very positive impression.
Are there places that you would like to visit?
Yes, I definitely would like to see more of Manila to begin with, and some of the islands. I'd like to see the beach. I'd like to see the nature, the different cultural aspect of the country. So for sure, that's why I made sure that I stay for a bit longer.
Thank you so much, Lars and Jago. Next, we have a question from Vernice Tantuco of Rappler.
Hi, hey Pietro, I was wondering if you have a favorite mathematical theory or equation or something.
Yeah, well, I learned most of my mathematics during my engineering course. So obviously, the purpose of learning mathematics in engineering is so that you can apply it to actually create things. So first of all, you model reality around you with mathematics. And then you use these models to predict how things are going to happen and to design around it. So I specialized in fluid mechanics. Fluid mechanics requires a lot of vector calculus. That's what I was teaching. One of the topics I was teaching. So it's definitely one of my favorite theories, simply because I managed to create so many things with that during my PhD.
And have your two worlds ever collided? Has modeling and math ever collided? Modeling and engineering.
Well, in my life they have a lot.
Pietro, you did a nerdy word vomit right there about math and everything, but what kind of student were you back in college? I'm just curious.
Well, in college, I was very. Between my high school and my college, there has been a big change in conduct. When I was a kid and when I was in high school, I was quite naughty actually in class, but I was always a very good student in terms of learning. I would spend hours and hours studying. I wasn't just happy to be a good student. I wanted to be the best. And so when I was in high school, sometimes. It was hard to keep my focus because I already given 100% in studying, and I felt at ease, in the class. When I started college, I was, at an international college, and I felt like there were people from all over the world. It was very competitive. So, as I said, I'm never happy by being just good. I want to be the best at what I'm doing. So I wanted to be the best student in the faculty. And that's why I worked so hard, and I was super focused. I was the guy sitting in the front row, I was attending every single class. I was checking if the professors were right. And they would get annoyed, because I was at the answer ready. So sometimes they had to say, okay, you calm down, shut up, let's give other people a chance. But yeah, it's always been hard work, I always hear people say, when they see someone performing well, they just say, oh yeah, it's just clever or whatever, but it isn't. I think it's all down to the hard work, Whenever I got good results at university and people would say, oh dude, you're just a genius, I was like, mate, no. If you saw how much work I put into this, you wouldn't be so impressed. You could have done the same.
So you were that annoying kid in class. Have you ever helped your classmates with their lessons?
Yes, it was always I was the annoying guy, but at the same time I was the guy who was helping. In high school, people would copy from me on the test, and at the university, people who wanted to do well, they would sort of sit next to me, and I was always happy to help, because I always loved talking about the different academic subjects. It's a way of me also to sort of reinforce the knowledge in a way. So it's good to confront yourself with others. You can't just be the nerd guy in the room. It's good to talk about it with other people.
Thank you so much, Vernice. Do you have follow-up questions? Okay,
Thank
so
you.
let's go to the next interviewer. We have Jackie Annas from Preem.ph.
Hi, it's Arias, by the way.
Oh, Arias.
Where are you? Oh, hi.
There she is, the beautiful lady.
math and engineering background. If you could make something or out of a theory or whatever to make a difference in the world, what can you say? What would it be?
So if I could create a theory to make a difference,
Yeah.
well,
Or invention.
that's the whole point of academic research. You know, that's why so many people pursue, a career in academia, and people like pursue a PhD degree, is to advance the state of the art knowledge. And that's what we all strive to do when we are sitting there for hours and hours in our offices at the university. And it always seems like a very small contribution, when you look at the result, when you look at the one formula you came up with in 5 years of hard work, and nobody else other than 4 people in the world understand, you think, okay, well, how is this going to impact everyone? But really, all the knowledge that we have as, the human species, we built up over many years, and many contributions of people that will remain unknown. Like, I read so many papers in my life, scientific papers, and I was always blown away. Like, I always thought, how did this person come up with this? And I was in the position to understand that because I was specialized in that. But really, like, these people will remain unknown, and they were like, geniuses. And so it always is a contribution. Some theories that have been discovered are more prone to being subject to like a narrative because they can be understood by the general public, or because the person like involved becomes famous. Everyone knows Albert Einstein because it's just a popular figure. But really, like, not everybody ends up like that. Everything that is made around us has so much work behind it, and so we just have to be thankful to people who dedicated their life to knowledge and to the advancement of science.
You've mentioned before how you want to break the stereotype that models are stupid and lacking in knowledge. How about the stereotype that smart people are boring? How would you break that stereotype?
The stereotype of models being so bright just derives from the fact that as a society we perceive academic achievement as a sign of intelligence. So it's just the measure that we use that really defines, who is intelligent or not. And perhaps it's not a very good measure, if someone drops their education at 15 to pursue a modeling career, they might have a different type of intelligence. They travel a lot, they meet so many people, and like you say, the guy who has 3 PhDs and stayed in an office all his life perhaps lacks that, and perhaps they're perceived as boring precisely because of that, because you can't relate to what they're doing. And it just goes back to what I said before, like, they're working on something that is actually major, but because you don't understand, you don't relate, it's not easy to sympathize. This is how any human relation works. If you don't understand, if you don't relate, you don't sympathize. And it's the same when you come across other cultures that you don't understand, or any other feeling or emotion that you don't understand.
Thank you. Okay, next up we have Ken Mendoza for Style Weekend and the Manila Bulletin.
Good afternoon, Pietro. My question is, most models forgo their education when they get discovered or scouted. You have done the opposite. What made you decide to pursue mechanical engineering? And can you recall an experience or instance when you've made up your mind about taking that course?
Yeah, sure. When I was in high school, I was about 15 or 16. I sort of discovered that I had a passion for mathematics, physics. I remember one of the books that I read when I was 16 was Albert Einstein's, it was a divulgative book called The Evolution of Physics. And I remember at the time I was on holiday with one of my friends. We were in Spain. And they were like, dude, what are you reading? Just this book. And but it made me think so much. Like, I was like sitting there for hours, like thinking about physics and how amazing it is that you can explain the world through mathematical formula. So that sort of made me decide that I wanted to pursue like an academic career in science, and the decision to go for engineering rather than like a pure mathematics or physics was that I always felt like I had like a lot of creativity, and this is what engineering is about. It's about creating new things, and the mathematics and the physics are just tools for you to create, just like a painter would use a brush and the colors to create a work of art. The engineers use the mathematics and the science.
So a follow-up question is, what's your piece of advice for those who are struggling with math?
That hits home.
Yeah, so whenever I say, oh yes, I used to teach mathematics, or I love mathematics, or I study engineering, the most common reaction is, oh, I hate mathematics, or oh my god, I was so bad at mathematics in school. But truly, most people who say that actually don't know any mathematics. So it's hard to say that you don't like something when you don't know it. And I was talking about this the other day actually at dinner. I was doing a comparison between music and mathematics, and how the end result of music is widely appreciated by everyone. You know, like if you're a composer, you work so hard all your life to understand the theory behind the music composition. The end result everyone can appreciate. You listen to a piece of music and you like it. It's not the same with mathematics. You can't understand the end result, and so it just seems like jargon, and of course you don't like that. But the more you learn mathematics, the more you understand that you don't know mathematics, that there's more to learn about mathematics. And once you start learning, you sort of, your eyes are open to a new world, and you can really do so many things with it, and it's always like a new discovery. And obviously some people are more inclined to that than others, but if you're a young student and you feel like you don't like mathematics, just try hard, because maybe you just, you have like this idea in your head and you're just preventing yourself from discovering something that potentially you could like.
That was a very good tip. Thank you so much. Ken, do you have any more follow-up questions? Okay, we can go to Nico Tuazo.